got Jerry Ford, we've got Kenny Johnson, we've got great Calvin Henderson. All those people have all been broadcasters of country music. Country music is what we live on in the UK. And the man who feeds all the people with all the information that they need is a publicist who has created a unique niche in the whole of the British market. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage for the final inductee this evening, the fabulous Mr. Tony Byworth. There's not a DJ in the country that doesn't receive emails now, and used to receive letters from him. Byworth, along with his partner Richard Woodman, and they took it all in. And it all started, welcome Tony, thank you very much. And Tony got into country music, like Pop did, but Tony's a couple of years older, and he got over through Frankie Lane. The great music that went through, and they went through the great rockers, Haley, Presley, Holly, Twitty. Conway Twitty was doing some great music. Bought LPs, Hank Williams, Hank Thompson. 69, he became a member of the then budgeting British Country Music Association. And they, through their auspices of another country music Hall of Famer, Mike Story, decided they would take people over to Nashville and show them the Nashville that Bob was so eloquently telling everybody all about. And they did the first tour. Tony went on the first tour, he went over there and took it. So absolutely fascinated by the whole thing. At that time he was a salesman selling things, came back, chucked it all up, worked in the publicity. And his publicity was getting part of it there. He actually went to Wally Whiten, and Wally Whiten gave him a spot on radio to talk about the trip of Britishers going to Nashville, which was very unusual. They had the top people from CMA came down and meet them all. They were feted beyond belief over there, and he couldn't believe it. He came through the shows that they came through. His early part of it was to pick up a very good job as journalist for the Billboard magazine. Now, everybody's heard of Billboard country charts. He was the man who provided the information to all of Europe and the UK. He then went on to write for Record Mirror, Country Music People, probably the senior magazine in country music, Sounds and other ones. He was so good at Country Music People, he became the editor there for 5-6 years and changed the shape of it, moulded it into what it is now. And Duncan Warwick's here today, somewhere this evening, and he's no doubt nodding sagely, saying, "Oh, I remember him when he was there." Thank you very much. He teamed up in '83 with Richard Woodman to form the publicist one that came out, the Byworth Woodman Information one. It still works today. Yesterday I got a notification of him telling me about a Johnny Horton DVD that's coming out on the market for me to talk about and plug it out, and I told it with you, so obviously it's worked. He has worked with practically every major country music star there is, toured with them, worked with them in this country. Tony Byworth's journalistic skills, he has 5 great books on country music. I recommend them to you. But I suppose the most complete one, the one he has the most satisfaction with, is on Flame Tree Publications, The Definitive Encyclopedia of Country Music. Now that is a very bold title, but I can assure you, coming up to the winter times, if you can get a copy of it, it is well worth reading. Published by Billboard over in North America, released in Australia, it is a world token of it. He became the PR manager for the burgeoning Ritz Records. When Ritz Records picked up Daniel O'Donnell, and of course the silver-haired gentleman out there, Charlie Lansborough. And Tony was foremost in putting the information out about all those. Promoted Daniel O'Donnell's first tour in the USA. PR manager for Mervyn Conn, another Hall of Famer, at all the Wembley festivals. Not working for Mervyn, working for the artists. He was the man you had to go and see if you wanted to do an interview in the green room. And he got some absolutely stunning ones, including 2 that I will always remember, George Jones and Willie Nelson. Thank you for those. They were superb. Mervyn made the point on his book about Tony didn't actually work for him. I think he was rather upset that he didn't, but he would like to have done. Tony has many, many friends in Nashville. He goes over there still to see them, and he still touches base with them. He loves going to Texas and promoting Texas music. How many of you saw Will Bannister earlier this year, or seen him this year. Tony was the man who virtually discovered him over there and set him on the road to fame and fortune here in the UK. Thank you for that. Another great first that comes out. In honour of his 70th birthday, the Texas flag flown over the state capitol building in Austin, and that was for his work in promoting Texas music that he loves. In the UK, he worked with David James, one of the top great writers. He worked with a female artist of the 80s, Terry Duncan, and made her into a big star in this country, and then took her over to Nashville. The brilliant young country star, Sarah Jory. He was the one who took her over from Ritz Records and got her to record her first album over there. Adam Caldwell, you might remember his bludgeoning career that came out very well. And Adam is now a great pop songwriter. With many American awards to his credit, he picked up awards for journalism in the 70s, but it takes it until 2011. With great honour from the British Country Music Association, welcome to the Hall of Fame.
That was wonderful. Thank you very much. I'm not sure what I can say, as you've virtually said everything already, but this is really a great honour. And I thank the awards committee for considering me for their votes, especially as there's a lot of other people who have been in the business longer than I who deserve such an award. It's been a great joy just working in country music. It's more than a job. It's not a job at all. It's just a great pleasure. And over the years, I've met many wonderful people who've become friends, great artists, great behind-the-scenes people. And they just helped me as much as I try to help them. Nashville is a wonderful place to work in, as Bob knows, and Texas is all equally as good. And I'm glad to say I've met a lot of great people along the way. Really too many to mention, but I would like to just dedicate a few. The bcma in the first place, who took me to Nashville in 1969, and really opened up my career. To Wally Whiten, who really was a great inspiration and a very loyal friend right up until his tragic death. I'm trying to think of some of the people. Dolly Parton, who has helped me a lot over in Nashville. I got some notes here. I've forgotten my place somewhere. Yeah. Also, Tex and Dorothy Ritter, who were very dear friends. They opened a lot of doors for me in Nashville, and I'm very grateful. Recently, in Texas, a couple of dear friends both died. Jim Allen and Steve Mandel, who were both great record people. They just helped me in Texas, and to them I'd say thank you very much. Jim, thank you very much. I'm sorry I can't quite compete with the rest of the speakers tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Tony Byworth.